Hi, everybody. What I want to do is spend some time in looking at my title for just a moment. I want to talk about what it means and what my role actually is. Often you'll find me helping out and throwing an extra hand and teaching kids how to do things, but it's more than just that. So when we look at my title of Instructional Technology Facilitator, let's break down those three words. Instruction. I'm instruction just like your instruction. Anyone who is in education that is teaching somebody something, no matter the level, they're an instruction. Technology. This technology is going to include any robots or any of your ed tech websites. And finally, facilitator. This is going to be a little bit different than your teacher. A facilitator is someone that's going to help guide. It's someone that's going to help you understand a little bit. It's going to hold your hand. It's going to support you, but it's going to eventually push you the same way that you want to eventually push your students to think on their own. If we break this down a little bit more, looking straight down the left side, I guide teachers to connect instructional technology for student success. There's my real short description of it. Let's expand that out. I partner with educators to build capacity and increase rigor. I want to work with you. I never want to come in and come into your room, take over your room. I never want to do any of that. I want to work as a team, as a unified team to help build. And it's going to look different in every classroom. I want to guide you to actively engage your students to increase the capacity and rigor. You see, you have the expertise of all of the content. I'm focusing only on the technology part and how we're going to include the content in that technology. We're going to connect instructional technology to the curriculum using tools, concepts, and design, which means that the technology items that we choose to use are going to support the teaching that you are already doing. And finally, student success. Well, we want them to understand I am learning this because it's going to be part of my real world. So why are we doing this? Well, if we look at the pictures that are here, we have the picture over here with all these dots and this one over here. These are going to be your high level, low effort people. We want to get them all up here. So, what are the different ways that I can help you? Let's start on the green side. I can help you build capacity, which means I can teach you how to use tools. What do I do with these certain robots? What do I do with these websites? I can connect your work to the SIP support. So, what is it that our school is trying to accomplish? And how can we dive deep into ed tech in order to support that growth? Or it can be a brainstorm partner. How do you want to grow? Looking on the right side, I can be an engagement partner. Well, let's co teach, let's co plan, let's co prepare, let's co whatever to pull that together. I can reflect and listen with you, which means that I would sit and listen and we would talk about what it is that you're trying to do. And then I would ask you questions that would just kind of keep diving deep into the type of work that you want to do that includes things in this ed tech world. I can be your teaching partner. I can co teach, I can model, but it's your classroom. So I can support you within there. You can have a large group setting, and I can be one of your centers. I can walk around and be the assistant while you're teaching. And eventually, I can do the real world connections. So now it brings up these questions here. And this is where you decide which path do I want to go on. Do you want to grow? And if so, look at the questions on the green. I want to learn about a certain tool. I want to learn how to use this tool. I understand how to use that robot, but I just don't know how it connects to what I'm doing. I don't understand how to go from using that tool to incorporating it into my class. If you look on the right side of the screen, it's I want my students to grow. How do you want them to grow? What will benefit? And this is where the instructional part of you and knowing your students and know your audience and knowing what is going to really excite these students, that's what you want to type into. Now, prior to us meeting, you need to ask, do I want to work as a grade level, a small group, or do I want this to just be something I do on my own? Is the population of my class different than population of my teammates? And because of that, I need to have something that's just slightly different. It might be along the same lines, but I just want to make it just a little different. So it's not exactly the same thing. You need to ask yourself, well, do I want this to be a one time 30-minute activity or do I want this to be a multi day project? If this is a multi day project, where am I going to store the items? How will I fit this into the next couple of days? Do I have the time in my schedule to take that project and expand it? Or does it need to be something that is completed in a class period? Do I want the project to be focused on something online? Or do I want the online work to support the final outcome? What skills do I want my students to excel at during this project? Which technology skills and which content skills? When I look at the grading, if you look at the very bottom, how will the learning be evaluated? When you evaluate that final project, what are you going to evaluate on? So, as we prepare our next meeting, I want you to think about all of these questions that I've been posing to you and think what is best for my class, for my collaborative partner, for my team. How do we want to work it? I look forward to working with you. I'll see you soon.